who's ready to rock and roll. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the Frisco Report. We got a lot to cover today. You know how we do it here. Serious camo time, baby. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, Joe? How you been, brother?
It's good. It's good. We're coming off a victory, 2 in a row. First in the whole season. It's pretty pathetic, but I'll take it. So, Mike, we got a lot of discussion to go over with you, everybody that's tuning in live around the world. We're going to talk about the Pro Bowl. We're going to talk about the 2018 draft class. We're going to talk about the linebacker conversation. We got to have it. You know, we're going to hit a little bit on Kellen Moore, and we're going to close it out with possible outcome for the remaining games. Eagles coming up, that kind of thing. So, without further ado, Mike, the biggest news of the week. The Pro Bowl snub. I'm not even sure if it's even a snub really, because no Cowboys made the Pro Bowl since 1989. Pretty amazing that it's been that long, Mike. But what's your take on that?
To me, the Pro Bowl is a ballot to vote for the most popular football players, right? I don't think necessarily talent has much to do with it. I think it's a popularity contest. If you keep making splash plays, you're going to get jersey sales, you're going to get merch sales, and you're going to get Pro Bowl votes. But the Cowboys having 0 Pro Bowlers going into this thing, it was bound to happen soon enough, right? We had all these injuries because you could mark down 3 of them now that Travis Frederick retired, but you could always count on Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and Travis Frederick going, and then the rest was cake, right? But you got Dak out, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, all these guys out. The linebacker core don't even deserve a vote, if you ask me, for this team. There's nobody. Maybe Trayvon Diggs. If I think he would have stayed healthy, maybe he could have been a Pro Bowler, maybe. But other than that, I mean, you look at everything else. Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz probably would have got my Pro Bowl vote if I'm being honest. But other than that, it all comes down to the general manager, Joe. Seriously, that's what it comes down to. And there's a saying, right? If you light 2 ends of the candles, eventually it's going to burn out. And Jerry Jones, the business and the GM, his candle's burnt, Joe.
Yeah, I agree, man. Everybody that's watching live and in the comments, let me know what you guys think about the Pro Bowl snub. Do you agree with it? Is there anybody that you think, should have made it? Okay. Supposedly the game isn't going to be played because of the COVID and this kind of thing. So we're probably not going to get any alternates, obviously, for that reason. But anybody that you guys think should be that may have earned a slot, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat box. I think the one that I would probably go with might be Amari Cooper. I think he's had a quiet, season, but the numbers are there. Solid numbers for the most part. He's I don't know, did he break the 1,000 mark yet? I think if not, he's pretty close to it.
He needed 50 yards last time I checked, and I don't remember if that was before or after this game that we played. Let me look here.
Yeah. So that would be mine. Amari Cooper, I think that, but everybody else, I do like Dalton Schultz. He's like top 5 tight end, which is pretty good, like really, really good. So, excuse me. I agree with you on that, Mike. Guys, in the comments, who else should have made the Pro Bowl possibly for the Cowboys? Amari Cooper, Craig Young. Let's see what everybody else has gotten here.
Amari Cooper is at 952.
952. So yeah, he should get it. Amari talked about at the beginning of the season that there were going to be 3 of these guys having 1,000 yards. Doesn't look like they're going to reach that mark, but a lot has happened since that prediction from Amari. So it could be Amari. I think Lamb might have a shot at getting close to it. Yeah, we'll see. Draft time says Dalton Schultz. Yeah, that's not a bad one there. It's not a bad one for sure. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you think there.
So you talked about receiving. So right now, Amari Cooper's at 952, CeeDee Lamb's at 827, and Michael Gallup's at 673. And it looks like Michael Gallup's going to stay right there at 673 just because of the hip injury.
That's right. So that ain't going to do it. All right, guys. So speaking of some of these guys that we hit on, Dalton Schultz, Michael Gallup. Let's talk about this 2018 draft class because really that is the main topic of this discussion tonight, guys. Where is this draft class at? Bill Parcells, Tom Landry always would say, year 3, you know what you have, right, Mike? So looking at our year 3 guys, we're looking at the 2018 draft class, which you and I got to hang out at AT&T Stadium for that draft. It was pretty exciting. And I don't know if you remember, Mike, but whenever our pick came up and Leighton Vander Esch's name was given, was it a mix of boos and, that kind of thing? I kind of remember that it wasn't an overwhelming, cheering for that pick. What's your thoughts on where Leighton Vander Esch is at right now in year 3?
Well, dude, so if you went to the draft, you know about this, but there was Scott Hansen, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Marcus Jones-Drew on this stand in front of the stadium. And if you were outside and you were in front of it, you could see that they were there all night, all 3 days. It was kind of cool to see those 3 guys there. And as soon as they announced Leighton Vander Esch, Joe, you could hear a pin drop outside the stadium. And Scott Hansen said, "What happened? Did the Dallas Cowboys just re-sign Dez Bryant?" And it's so surreal. And then I watched because I went back to the hotel after that. We watched the news, and Cowboy fans on the news, the Dallas News, was like, "This was the worst pick." Blah blah blah. I think we needed a wide receiver at the time, but they went and got Michael Gallup, in the 3rd round. But and then talked about the safety. I mean, there was just a lot of things going on, but no one really liked that draft pick, and I was one of them. I'll admit it. I was not happy with the pick. You had NFL analysts comparing him to Brian Urlacher, and then you had the argument of he only played 8-man football. So there's a lot of mixed emotions there. But overall, on an alphabet grade, that's a B+ move for me. It's not an A+. It's a B+ move for me.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you think about the 2018. We're talking about the first pick here, Leighton Vander Esch. Was that the right pick looking back at it now? Would you have gone somewhere else? The people like Derwin James, you would have to have moved up to get him. He's injury prone as hell. This guy, he's not going to make it. So the other pick that a lot of fans were talking about was Calvin Ridley, right? So that pick looks like it's working out for the Falcons. But
I was a big Calvin Ridley fan.
Yeah, the Cowboys right now, where we're sitting at, you're getting a little bit of a feeling of, I think I've seen this before, and Cowboy Mike makes a good comparison, in my opinion, that Sean Lee 2.0. Guys, is LVE Sean Lee 2.0? Mike, what's your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't dub it just yet. Sean Lee's problem was, and I talked to a doctor about this actually, is when you have an ACL tear, then they take some of the hamstring to repair that ACL. So then after the ACLs, what started happening to Sean Lee? Hamstring issues, right? So with Leighton Vander Esch, we got a little bit of the neck that we knew was a problem going into drafting him, right? So far, he's had the neck stinger, the flare-up. Remember that whole talk last year about the flare-up? He had surgery. He goes in week 1, breaks his collarbone. Now he's going in with the high ankle sprain. I honestly think right now it's just tough luck for the guy. Broken collarbone, high ankle sprain, nothing to do with the neck just yet. Just one little scare last year, right? but I wouldn't tag him as Sean Lee 2.0 just yet.
Yeah. No, but I'm kind of on the fence because I think you break down the numbers of games played and missed. I think they're within like 2 or 4 games. So comparing Sean Lee's career and Leighton Van, it's kind of close. So there's definitely something to it. I can understand Cowboy Mike, making that there, and kind of hard to argue against that. Ridley and Lamb would have been nasty. Can you imagine that? That would have been awesome, actually.
Ridley's in his prime too, man. I had him in fantasy. I think it was in our league that we played in together, or it might have been my NFL fantasy one. But godly, that guy's giving me some points.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments, guys, or if you're watching this on the replay, would you stick with the LVE pick? Are you happy with it? How do you feel he's contributing to this season? You know what I mean? So if we're talking about this season, it's been kind of hit and miss. Obviously, he's missed some time here and there, but there's been those flashes where he looked like his rookie season, and I want to see more of that. So we'll see, man. I think next year is going to be big for him. If we get another pedestrian type of injury, type Riddle type of season, I don't know if he gets a second contract. To me, I got to see some more durability out of that. Mike, in the second round, Connor Williams. All right. 2020 season. What's your gut feeling here? Has he improved at all? Where is he at right now in the Cowboys 2020?
Well, this right here brings back memories just being there at the draft because the Cowboys had a trade on the table for Earl Thomas with the Seahawks, and the Seahawks never called back. The Cowboys' time was ticking, so they went ahead and drafted Connor Williams, who I was we just had him on the show, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. We were right beside each other talking trash, just some Eagle fans. And, Connor Williams, man. I think he's coming up. I think he had the highest pro football grade last week against the 49ers. But that's not saying much because if you look at our line. But he got the weight on. He's built just like Zach Martin, but he just don't have that talent as Zach Martin. He played left tackle at Texas. He's playing right guard. I don't know if it's a learning curve. I don't know what it is, but grade. I'll give this a solid C.
Yeah, Connor Williams into year 3 for me, Mike. I think I didn't see anything the first 2 years. This season, I think you are kind of seeing that leap, but not a big leap. I think it's a little skip. So, you are seeing some of the numbers, but people need to be careful with the PFF and these kind of things because I look at it like this. He's one of your remaining vets on that team, and these guys are going to find the least, resistance to the quarterback. You know what I mean? And it's going through Brandon Knight. It's definitely going through Terrence Steele. You know what I mean? So, but I think he's holding up. I think there's a little bit of hope there that year 4, it's going to be interesting. I think it might come down to, does LVE or Connor Williams get the second contract? I don't know if they can, afford these 2 players. And then we're going to talk about the next player in the 3rd round, Mike, Michael Gallup. All right. But, guys, before we move on to Michael Gallup, what's your thoughts on Connor Williams? Are you happy where he's at in his career going into year 3, how he's played in 2020? Let us know in the comments how you feel about Connor Williams. Soup Trap, Connor is okay. In critical 3rd round blitzes, he folds like a lawn chair. Yeah, Mike, I see this too, right? Like, he'll hold up here and there. But, yeah, sometimes in these critical moments, he gets bull rushed. I still feel like he's still dealing with strength issues here, Mike.
Yeah, it's all about the technique. He leans too much. When you lean as a guard or a tackle for that matter, you've gave up your position. You look at Zach Martin, he stays upright. He gets his hands inside of the shoulder pads. And there's not a lot of guys that can beat Zach Martin. The only guy I really seen put Zach Martin down was Aaron Donald. But he has to learn that technique, and if he don't, he's going to be crap. What's that word I'm looking for, Joe? The has player. Is that what it is?
Has been.
Yeah, has-beens. He'd be a has-beens.
Yeah. Yeah. Got some comments here on what people think. Connor's okay. Yeah, we looked at that. Shenandoah Price. I hate Connor Williams. He is sorry. Let the QB sack a lot. Okay. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be that side of it, and it's hard to argue against that. Nobody wants to see the quarterback, on their back or on the rush.
Has been getting beat.
Yes, indeed. Brian Jennings. Keep him as a backup. Okay. Mario Flores, he prefers Connor. I think you're talking McGovern. Yeah. Connor's okay yet. Not solid for being a vet, old lineman. Yeah. McGovernor's better. So, yeah, I think this is what's going to be interesting about how they do this next year is, McGovern, a third-round pick. That's relatively high. Are you just going to keep McGovern as a third-rounder swing guard and this kind of thing? I mean, it's actually paid off. I'm glad we have him because I think he's filled in relatively well, in Zach Martin's absence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it'll be a good look for Mike McCarthy going in. Hopefully with the full off season, with this COVID vaccine that they're launching and stuff. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the Connors.
Yeah. Will there be a legit camp battle? We'll take a look and see if they do that. James Raven, Connor isn't bad, but you can definitely upgrade. No question about it. All around serviceable. Yeah, I think that's really a really good assessment. I think that hits it right on the nail, right on the head right there, James Raven. Excuse me. Now, the third round pick, baby. We're talking about Michael Gallup, all right, into year 3, in the offseason. McCarthy said basically he's a number 1. I don't think that he's a number 1. I still feel that he's a complimentary player. Mike, how do you feel where Michael Gallup is at in year 3 here?
I'm happy where he's at, to be honest with you. Mike McCarthy said something pretty smart. He said Michael Gallup is a number 1 wide receiver, and he absolutely is. You'll be foolish to say that he wasn't. Michael Gallup, I love it because he reminds me of a Michael Irvin and a Des Bryant mixed into one player. Too bad he's not wearing 88. You know what I mean? Because the guy can go get the ball. He's very athletic, like Michael Irvin was. He'll catch that sucker, right? There's just a lot of traits. Just like Des and Michael Irvin in their prime, Michael Gallup has that. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's and some people are quick to want to trade him and this and that. I want to keep Gallup. You know what I mean? Like the more weapons, the better. You know what I mean? And the way the defense is, you really got to have that offense humming. And assuming that you get Prescott back, which ultimately I think that's what's going to happen here, whether it's a franchise tag or long term. You want to have these weapons, right? So Gallup, year 2 of CeeDee Lamb is going to be crazy. You know what I mean? I don't want to pump it up, but I mean he's having a really good rookie season. So year 2, CeeDee Lamb, a full workout. I think that's going to be crazy good. And obviously Amari Cooper. But guys, let me know in the comments. Let us know in the chat box. What do you think about Michael Gallup? Is he a guy that's going to get a second contract, or is it somebody that's going to be unaffordable? You know what I mean? Let me know. So these top 3 picks, where's the money going to go? We've seen the Cowboys be cheap. They don't. It's kind of rare that they re-sign some of these guys, Mike, for a second contract. So if you had the choice between LVE, Connor Williams, or Michael Gallup, as we sit here right now, which one would get a second contract?
Michael Gallup, hands down, because when that contract is up, you can kick Amari Cooper to the curb, who will be older, right? You still have Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, interesting choice there, guys. Let us know who of those 3, if you could only have 1 second contract for LVE, Connor Williams, or Michael Gallup, who are you giving that second contract to? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat box who gets that money, baby. Who gets it? And it's kind of a good problem to have. I think they did well in this draft with these first 3 picks, Mike. Going to the 4th round, you get Dorrance Armstrong. I think this is a guy that has shown up more because they've kind of forced him into the lineup. He's mainly brought in here for run defense. He's not going to pass rush the quarterback, and I think that's where we're having the conversation as far as where the hell is Bradley and I. And I think the roadblock is probably Dorrance Armstrong. Mike, what's your thoughts on Dorrance Armstrong here in year 3?
I think Dorrance Armstrong will make a great nose in a 3-4. Being honest, I really think he'll make a great nose in a 3-4. But I think he's the one that had that kickoff fumble or punt return fumble, but against the 49ers, whatever it was. But Dorrance, I liked him. I mean, Dorrance Armstrong is Jason Witten. I saw Jason Witten. That was the biggest guy on the team. Jason Witten left. I saw Dorrance Armstrong last year at training camp. That was the biggest guy on the team. This guy is massive. He needs to start playing like a football player and not acting like one, because he's having a lot of mental errors out there that's getting him beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a big part of the game. We always talk about that. The mental part of the game is underrated in a lot of this, and you got to have that mental strength, that capacity to show up. Marvel and Group is not about Dorrance Armstrong one bit. Dorrance Armstrong, get the you-know-what out of here. So anybody else here not a fan of Dorrance Armstrong, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat box. I think he's just a player. You know what I mean? For me, it's somebody you can upgrade through a draft pick next year. You can, maybe a free agent can outplay this guy. I think he's just a depth guy right now. I don't see anything long-term there for Dorrance Armstrong. Now, this next pick, Mike, is a very interesting pick for me. And then we're talking about Dorrance Armstrong. Dalton Schultz, right? Out of Stanford. Year 3, man, with the opportunity, he, I think, has really shown the biggest leap out of all of these guys, to be quite honest, in my humble opinion. I think, you see the leap. I talk about a little bit of a skip with Connor Williams. I think you do see the leap here with Dalton Schultz, you know what I mean? And he's a top 5 tight end right now in the NFL. That's pretty badass to me. And he's somebody that I feel that could low-key get a second contract, because I don't think he'll be expensive. I think he'll be affordable, kind of in the same realm that they did with Blake Jarwin. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on Dalton Schultz here, Mike, year 3?
Yeah, before I touch on that, Joe, Isaiah Hill, Dorrance Armstrong, 6'4", 260 pounds. That's not small. But on Dalton Schultz, I was a big fan. Of Dalton Schultz. He only caught 9 balls at Stanford, right? But that's how many times the ball was thrown to him. So I like that about him. He was catch reliable when he had the opportunities. And at the same token, Stanford's running scheme was just like the Dallas Cowboys at the time, the zone running scheme. And Dalton Schultz, to me, would have been fantastic. Then what happened? Jason Witten came back out of retirement. Blake Jarwin was making a name himself. So this guy found himself on the third spot on the tight end team. And it's like, geez, give this guy a chance. I remember people wanted Rico Gathers before they wanted Dalton Schultz. And I was like, man, what are y'all talking? Who's Rico Gathers? Put this guy in. His name Dalton Schultz, man. Yeah. And now that he's getting the opportunity, he went from 3 to 1 like that. I think he has 500 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. It looks real good for him.
Looking really good, man. I love what I'm seeing out of him. And if you get a recovered Blake Jarwin, I think that's going to be a really good boost to this defense. You know what I mean? So, to the offense. So that's great. Guys, let us know what you think about Dalton Schultz right now, year 3. I think he's contributed a great deal this season. I think you see the potential has come to an actualization. So it's a great story for me. I think, we like you said, Mike, some people were calling for Rico Gathers. Even this year, I think a lot of us weren't sure where Dalton Schultz was going to fall into this team. That, some of us had predictions, that he may not even make the team. One of these other tight ends was going to leapfrog him, and he was going to be, on the bubble. What a difference a season makes, when he got the opportunity. And I think he's one of these players in the same realm as Donovan Wilson that when you actually get the shot, they're rolling with it and they're making something out of it. You know what I mean? The next man up. Not all these guys have done it, but Donovan Wilson, Dalton Schultz, I think have done great, Mike.
Yeah, they really have, and that's what you want in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds. You want this, this needle in a haystack type player that can make this team, take coaches and fans for that matter by surprise, and go out there and make a name. And Dalton Schultz, he's a beast. I'm glad he's doing good.
He's definitely a beast. A beast. Yeah, I like him a lot. We had a couple of other draft picks at the end of this 2018 class that didn't make the team. Mike White, Chris Covington. They weren't here that long. They were here for a cup of coffee. Bo Scarborough, as well. But 1 6th-rounder that is still with the team is Cedric Wilson. Mike, how do you feel where he has developed in year 3 and contributed to the 2020 season? Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, it's about time he's healthy.
Yeah.
It's about time a special teams coordinator can use his quarterback arm. It's about time a coach can, use them and put them in the slot and do all kinds of trickery. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but you have that luxury to do it. We tried it with Cole Beasley. We tried it with Des Bryant. We tried it with a couple of players, but for some reason, Cedric Wilson doing these trick plays, who looks a lot bigger now than the past couple of years, looks like more like a healthy wide receiver than a skinny like Orlando Scandrick, like a skinny toothpick. He's playing the part, and I like it.
Yeah, I think you nailed it right on the head there, Mike. Yeah, the injuries plagued him his whole career. This is really the first season that we've seen him excel. You know what I mean? And then we heard Dak Prescott talk raves about him leading up to training camp. That they were working out. He looked bigger, faster, and yeah, he did. He doesn't look brittle. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about him taking a hit and not getting up. So it'll be interesting to see where Cedric Wilson's career arc goes from here. Guys, let us know what you think about Cedric Wilson in year 3. Have you seen that leap, that development, or do you feel that he probably, will just finish this contract out? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat box what you think about Cedric Wilson.
Exactly. And then, guys, let's get this like button up to 25. Do it right now. If you haven't hit like yet, let's get it to 25. Ready?
Yes,
set,
yes, sir.
Go.
Pound that like button, baby. Pound that like button like you pound your favorite girlfriend. All right? You know what I mean? Your favorite girlfriend. You know how these players are, man. You don't just have one girlfriend. You have a favorite, right? So pound it like you would her. All right, baby?
We got the 25. Thank you, guys. Let's keep rolling.
There we go. We do appreciate that very much, sir. We do appreciate that very much.
Going triple X pound.
There we go. Appreciate those likes, guys. Appreciate those guys. Let's move into the linebacker conversation, guys. We just hit on LVE, but now as far as the linebackers go, where do you guys want to go with the linebacker? After this season, do you want to invest in a high draft pick, in the first 3 rounds in the linebacker? Are you okay with LVE and Jalen Smith? Let us know in the comments here. Mike, what's your thoughts on where the linebackers are right now?
Well, the Cowboys didn't do them any favors. Justin March. Who else is there? Crap. Sean Lee. Who else was on a 1-year deal? That linebacker, what's his name? Help me out here.
Oh, Joe Thomas?
March. Joe Thomas, thank you. So you got Justin March, Joe Thomas, Sean Lee, all on 1-year deals. You got injury plaguing Leighton Vander Esch right now. The signs on the wall, they're gonna draft some linebackers. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think so, guys. Let us know what do you guys think? Do you think that we're destined to drafting another linebacker here? The hot name obviously right now is Michael Parsons. He opted out. He didn't play, but he's one of these blue chip players that is going to be on the radar. For the stuff that he's put on tape in his first 2 years there. So, but there are other linebackers in this draft. It doesn't have to be Michael Parsons. You have Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. Cowboys supposedly have a high interest in him, and you have a couple of other guys' names that are starting to elevate as we get closer to January. It's crazy how quick we're getting to the Senior Bowl, and the scouting combine. It's just amazing how fast this season is approaching its end, man. And here we are talking about how can we improve the team, right? So, guys, let us know how do you feel about the linebacker core? Are you okay with a Leighton Vander Esch and a Jalen Smith? I think we can all say that Sean Lee's probably not coming back. We've seen that coaching might be his next destination, Mike. Mike McCarthy said if he's dumb enough, he can go into coaching. Obviously, I think he's just teasing him and that kind of thing. But what's your thoughts on Sean Lee for 2021, Mike? Is it coaching?
I don't think it will be at the NFL level. All right. He loves Penn State, and I think he might start off at the collegiate level and then maybe work his way into the line to the linebacker coach at an NFL level. Will it be with the Cowboys? I don't know that, but I don't know if he'll go straight into NFL coaching. He might take a year off, maybe do some college first, and then hop into the NFL.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I have no doubt whatever he gets into, he'll be successful. And I think, coaching might be his calling. I think he might actually excel better at that. You know what I mean? He's very smart. He knows how to read the defenses. I wouldn't mind keeping him as some sort of assistant, let him get his feet under him in the coaching area of the team. But I think his time as a player, we got 2 weeks left, and that'll be it for the general. I think you'll hang him up after the season. Riding off into the sunset, guys. Let us know what you guys think.
With a losing record.
Yeah, what Sean Lee's gonna do here. Do you think? Yeah. I think his time is coming, Shenandoah. I do think so. Other comments here on the linebackers, guys. Keep them coming. Soup Trap. I would bring in a veteran, high IQ linebacker. Yeah, that's another option, right? So. Will the Cowboys be week 1, day 1 free agent spenders? That's the thing here. Are they going to go the cheap route again? You know what I mean? So we'll see what they do, but I do agree with Soup Trap there.
They are going to go bargain bin again because there's going to be a reduced cap if they sign Dak Prescott or not. Those questions are to be said. There's a lot at stake on the salary cap, and Dak Prescott's going to eat up a lot of it. So I'll be surprised if they do some bargain hunting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be bargain hunting 2.0 probably, like you said.
18.0.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one there. Michael Beers, that's a great one. That Nick Bolton is a hell of a linebacker as well. Keep an eye on him. And we'll definitely do some deep dives on these guys once we get a little bit closer to the draft. Yeah, lots of good ones here. Soup Trap. We need a linebacker and defensive tackle dearly. Yeah, I agree. I think you got to fortify that defensive line and, throw another body there in the linebacker spot. I think I think the Cowboys would do a great disservice to themselves if they don't invest in like Soup Tribe said, a high IQ vet or a linebacker somewhere in this draft. And it's got to be a good one. I don't want to go and, here we go, a 5th round, 6th round linebacker. Get you somebody good, man. You know what I mean? Get somebody.
BJ Godson from Cleveland. If you want to go, free agency hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Reuben Foster.
Reuben Foster.
The Washington Redskin one. Just naming off a few,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is going to be the big question there, Shenandoah, is, the Dak Prescott thing. That's the storyline of the entire NFL. ESPN, NFL Network, all these guys are going to be on top of it. It's the biggest one. And like I said, Mike, this is going to be the biggest free agency offseason for the Cowboys since 1989. I mean, they got to get it right with the quarterback. They got to get it right with the draft picks. They can't have another repeat bust in your free agent class. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting here again, questioning the defense. So they got a lot to do there, a lot to do on defense. Mike, what's your take on Dak? Blue Silver, calling you out here.
The Cowboys made a smart decision franchise tagging Dak Prescott. Let's be honest. And I'm not a big believer in his 1,800 yards this year. I'm just not. There were garbage time yards. And look at the scores. Look at the stats, third and fourth quarter stats where he's getting all these chunk plays. When you start off the game, how many 3-and-outs did we have? How do we go in that situation? Where was our red zone at? Part of the offensive line was healthy during those first 4 games anyway. If it was me, Joe, I don't know if I would really sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal. I would franchise tag him again just to see where he's at again. But if they're going to cut their ties and cut their losses, now the time to do it and maybe trade up, get you a quarterback in the draft. But if you're going to rebuild. If you're not, you got to sign Dak and take it from there. But, however, I was a big Dak fan early on in his career, but I just don't see the it factor. Yeah, he's competitive. Yeah, he's a great leader. But to me, it's just not it for me.
Okay. That's Blue Silver. That's Mike's take on Dak Prescott there. Okay. Ruben Esparza, when does Earl Thomas talk start up again? I think it already is. Some people are talking about it jokingly. Some people definitely, it's going to be, you got to find – I tweeted this during the game, over the weekend. You have one safety in Donovan Wilson. Like, he's your guy. That's somebody that you can build upon for 2021. Now you got to find the guy next to him, right? It's not X Woods. It's not any of these other guys around. I don't think it's even Reggie Robinson. He barely got any play finally on special teams. So, either go get you Justin Simmons in free agency. That's going to be, the first wave of free agency. He's going to be that guy. But how much money are the Cowboys going to have in free agency to spend? That's going to be the billion-dollar question. So we'll see what they do there. But yeah, Earl Thomas talk. I think it'll pop up here, but I don't think it's going to be anything like it was the last couple seasons because nobody has signed him. Nobody. So there's something crazy that some of us probably don't know about. Some video or who knows what's going on with that guy. Yeah. Yes, Cowboy Mike Justin. Yeah, that's my guy there. That's my guy there. I would love him. He's going to be that first wave, though. So we got to see if the Cowboys are going to want to spend any money. Guys, let me know in the comments, in the chat box. Do you think the Cowboys are going to be free agency players on the first wave, or do you think they're going to go the cheap route again? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat box. Mike, give us a name who can sign if we don't sign Dak. Andy Dalton is not the answer. Yeah. I really don't want to go.
I never even said Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
I don't. We know he's not the answer. That's no lie.
And it is hard to find a franchise quarterback. So it's all about this contract, and it's all about the agent and this kind of thing. I think Brian Broaddus made the best analysis of this. It's going to have to probably be Dak Prescott taking control of these negotiations and not let what's his name, hijack this negotiation again. So,
but see here,
yeah.
But here's my thing, though, right? I wanted Dak Prescott to be franchise tagged. Okay, I wanted him, but if you're going to sign him long term, don't go Patrick Mahomes money on this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because I stuck up for Tony Romo for years, Joe. For years, and it got me nowhere. I'm not going to stick up for Dak because we're still NFC Championship game lists. You know what I'm saying? I think Dak has, one playoff win, 2 playoffs in? I think it's just 1, honestly. But, he had the running back. He had the offensive line. The defense been suspect. I get it. But I answer this honestly, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
With the Atlanta Falcons game, you could take it into consideration, or you want if you want. But toe to toe, can Dak Prescott win a shootout game against the best in the league right now? Let's say Patrick Mahomes. Right now, can Dak Prescott go toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes in a shootout game?
I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, and that's the kind of thing that I don't like about the Cowboys offense. It's almost like you have to have everything clicking on all cylinders. You got to have your linemen, you got to have all your weapons. But let's say, I mean, if he has all that, I think he could. You know what I mean? I mean, they've had games like that where they've had shootouts and that. You know, Patrick Mahomes is the best in the league at doing it. But I mean, we have legitimate weapons right now. So if you just give them time, but that offensive line is the key to this whole thing, and that's where I don't want fans to get complacent about this offensive line and hoping that Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins are going to be back to Pro Bowl form. These guys, especially Tyron, he's on the backside of that career. Lyle, how's that hip? You and I talked about this offline. There have been no updates on either of these two guys. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why have we not heard any updates on Tyron Smith's recovery? Why have we not heard any updates on Lyle Collins' hip? You know what I mean? It's a low key concern to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to know where these guys stand right now. Don't hide crap from us like they always do. So that's, we'll see. We'll see, man. Yeah, absolutely not. That is not close to Mahomes. Smith is done. Lyle is gonna be okay. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like, we're hoping he's gonna be okay, right? I mean, I think he will be, but showing up out of weight and all this other kind of crap, the hip, was it the wreck? Was it being out of shape? I don't know. So let's just keep an eye on it, guys. Let's just keep an eye on it. I think you have to, I think they've done well with trying to develop Steele, as a swing kind of guy, and Brandon Knight, these kinds of guys, but if you do have to have some sort of succession plan in place, you know what I mean? You can't just go into, we're going to play Tyron Smith until the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have somebody at some point, I think.
Donnell Jenkins makes a great point. We have a lot of holes if you really think about it. You're talking about the offensive line. You're talking about hell, the safety position, the cornerbacks, the linebackers. I mean, there's a lot of holes on this team. And are you going to find magnificent talent in all these positions? Absolutely not. But you got to start developing or patching these holes up. If not, you're going to be a second year in a row with 0 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah. No, it's true. You can't, we're going to have all these draft picks. What I don't want to happen is we have all these picks and this ends up being 2009. Remember 2009, we had all these picks, the worst draft class in Cowboys history. So, I mean, they got to be careful, man. And this is going to be a crazy draft because there's a lot of opt-outs that you have to really do your homework on. And the scouts, you got to really lean on these guys. It's going to be a hell of a draft coverage this year because how do they look at the combine? Do they participate? Are they going to keep hiding? Like the opt-out guys, for me, they have to show up at the combine. I don't want to see any of these opt-out guys saying, I'm not going to participate in this and that. I don't want to hear that crap, man. I don't. That's just me, guys. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. Mike, what do you think about that, man?
They opt out, guys. Opted out for contracts. Is that what you're talking about?
No, these upcoming rookies to the NFL draft opting out of the season. Do they participate in the NFL Combine?
Oh, yeah. They will. We'll have vaccines by then ready to go.
Yeah, Will McClay wasn't around in 2009. But some of the guys that are still in the building are, talking about scouts and some of these other guys. So we'll see. The Will McClay magic, to me, the luster, it's not as bright as it used to be. I think he's been riding the coattails of that Zach Martin selection over Johnny Manziel. And, I mean, some of these draft classes have been good, though. I mean, the 2018 draft class, like we just covered, I think those first 3 picks and Dalton Schultz, I think this has been one of the better ones that McClay has had, since drafting Zach Martin, in my opinion. I think it's a low-key, pretty solid especially on the top side of that draft class. So, I still like Will McClay, but player personnel and the free agents that they brought in here, they whiffed on all those guys. That I have to give him a black eye on that one there. You know what I mean?
You know who I forgot about this entire time? And he's part of the 2019 draft class, but Tristan Hill. Any updates on him? I haven't heard. I forgot about the guy.
Yeah, so another one we haven't heard about. And then that's another area. That's like Donnell said, we have a lot of holes. You got to you have to imagine that they're going to throw in another pick there, a big body. Let's get a run stuffing guy, a trash can that you cannot move no matter what you do. I think we need that desperately. I think we need that big body in the middle, man. Opt out, better show up for the combine. Yes, sir. I agree, Vern. Absolutely. Maurice Kennedy. Let's see what he does. Sean Slater, that's another opt-out player. We'll see what he does. Northwestern. We'll see what he does. 2019 Cowboys hit on McGovern. Pollard, Donovan Wilson. Yep. So far, so good. Marvin Wilson, yeah. I like that player there, Mike. That's a good one. Let's look at this. Let's take a peek at this upcoming game, guys. The Cowboys and Eagles, right? You lose and you're out. Yeah, if you want to have any playoff aspirations, does this team even deserve to be in the playoffs? You have people that don't want to win anymore. They want the draft pick. Right now, we're sitting at – where are we at right now? 10, 12, something like that? I think we moved up with a couple of games that happened here over the last couple of days.
I thought we were at 9.
Yeah, I think we're at 9, and I think that so one of these games affected it. I forgot which it was.
The Jets losing, or the Jets winning, affected some of the stuff.
Let me take a look at Tankathon. Yeah, Cowboys are actually sitting at 8.
Oh,
amazing. Okay, we're Philadelphia is at 7, Dallas is at 8, and the Chargers are at 9. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. So, guys, right out the gate, are we going to beat the Eagles? Mike, what's your thoughts on the game here coming up here with the Eagles?
It depends on what defense shows up, to be honest.
Yes, exactly.
And it depends on what Kellen Moore's calling, dude, because he's still calling some crappy plays.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you want to talk about a coordinator being gone? No more Nolan. Jesus. # no more Nolan. How do you call those crappy plays, bro, and still have an NFL job? All the stupid screens to Tony Pollard and back-to-back screens, dude.
That killed me. Yeah, that drove me
nuts. Is this Boise State, bro? Is our football field blue or green? Jesus Christ, pull your head out of it, buddy. Start calling some NFL plays. Good God.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about Kellen Moore is the consistency. Like he'll start out, with a good series here and there, and then when you get down to the crunch time, like the fourth quarter, I know exactly what you're talking about. We had these same plays, and then we had that crazy, stupid circus crap they're trying to do. Like, what are you doing, man? You're throwing the ball off the other side of the field, and it was a complete disaster. Like that series. That's the series you're talking about. I hated that series. It was a 3-and-out. It was pathetic.
Dude, I need to go back and look and see how many 3-and-outs we've had under Kellen Moore's leadership, bro, last year and this year. I need to go look and see because this guy can't call a third down play to save his life. He's barely learning how to call red zone plays.
Yeah, it's and then some people will look at, we're top this, we're top that, but that, dude, you can be number 1, you still have a bunch of L's. Okay,
we were number 1 with an 8-8 record.
Yeah, so it's I want to see the killer instinct play calling, and I think that's where McCarthy needs to step in and just be like, the play calling is mine now, okay?
It all depends on what defense shows up and what offensive coordinator shows up. If he tries to out scheme and outsmart the Eagles, bud, that defense, they play us 2 times a year. They got Kellen Moore's film for 2 years now.
Yeah, that's a great point.
They're gonna eat our dust, dude.
That's a great point. Yeah, they're gonna have to. If they legitimately want to win this game, I think McCarthy has to have a more influence on this game plan and possibly calling the plays because that some of that goofy stuff, man. It drove me nuts, bro. I was like, "What are you doing? Are you trying to lose the game?"
And here's my thing too with Kellen Moore, dude. So you
Yeah,
got Tony Pollard. He's not. He can run inside if you have a healthy offensive line, right? But why keep running him down the middle? Use his speed on the throw him a toss. Run some shotgun, a delayed handoff. Quit running him up the gut, dude. He's only going to get 2 yards. You look at your offensive line. Use Pollard. I love it how they were using him out and he was catching the ball. I love that part. But when it came to handing the ball off, Kellen Moore got it completely wrong. Tony Pollard could have got 100 yards rushing in that game.
yeah.
If Kellen Moore called a great game.
No, I agree, man. I totally agree. And Stevie Mac had a great point here. We literally need a run game coordinator because Kellen is so bad at calling the run plays. I totally agree. He is. I mean, you do a toss, you do a 10-yard toss. So, I mean, he as fast as Pollard is, you give him a 10-yard toss, or Zeke for that matter. You got to make up that room, hit the line, then try to make somebody miss. It's stupid. They got to take the toss plays out of the playbook. They suck. The little out screens, they never work. That's
the wide receiver reverses, getting Amari Cooper killed.
Those are sorry, man. Like those plays have to get out of the play, and those are what do you call it? That's Kellen Moore stuff. Like those are his signature plays. Those are plays that he has in every game, and they never work. And if they do, it's rare.
It's because CeeDee Lamb made a guy miss. That's the only time it's worked this year.
Yeah,
because CeeDee Lamb made a guy miss.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the truth, man. That's the truth. I agree with Vern. Stefanski, I have to say that I was wrong about Stefanski. I think he's turned that crap around. They look really good right now. Calling the plays, utilizing what they have. Baker Mayfield utilizing his skill set. These guys. LaFleur with Green Bay, I think he's calling some awesome plays as well. Like, when I'm watching these games, I'm like, man, I wish our offense would be creative like this, not the reverses and all this other stupid stuff that Kellen tries to do. Add something new. We've seen those reverses and the quick out screens. Yeah, I agree, man. The defense does need to show up, Mike. And, I agree. Well, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Which one are we going to get? Are we going to get the guys that are like, all right, we're going to get after these guys? I mean, we still got points, on us, but at least they look better. They look like a cohesive team for the most part. And Donovan Wilson, I mean, damn, that's a game-changing safety. He jumps the routes. He'll hit the hell out of you. I love that guy.
He's been getting a lot of hate from other Cowboy YouTubers about his coverage skills. This is his first time ever starting. Let the guy develop. Don't say he's trash just yet. He's the only one hitting and making some type of plays on this damn defense. Give him some time. You gave everybody else time. Give Donovan Wilson some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's for real, man. I'm all about it, man. They should have started Donovan Wilson earlier. I mean, they wanted to be stubborn and keep Steele out there from the get-go to develop him. But they don't do the same thing with Donovan Wilson. It was so frustrating. Instead, you roll out Darian Thompson, garbage as hell. Who are the other? I mean, just forgettable safeties out there. Donovan Wilson, to me, is a breath of fresh air.
It is. It really is. We got a thumper in the middle. I don't know what happened to Xavier Woods and his thumping abilities, but something's not right with him.
What's that? 70%?
He's not hitting people.
Is that 70%? That's the thing too, man. I saw Donovan Wilson come from his side of the field and go after the quarterback when he was rolling out. He still chased him down. This guy,
he did it with Carson Wentz too.
Xavier Woods would say, he said this in an interview, why am I going to go and chase a guy on the other side of the field? Like, that is pathetic to me. Like, when I saw
that's not a team player.
Yeah, it's crap. I'm ready for Woods to get the hell out of here. Like, that's not it. Like, Donovan Wilson, that effort, it was badass. I like that. I like that very much, guys. Make sure you guys hit like on this video, guys. If you've enjoyed the conversation tonight, make sure you pound on that like button if you would, please. We do appreciate it very much.
Let's get to 40. All we need is 6. If 6 people, you haven't hit like button, hit the like. Let's get to 40. 40, 40, 40. Tell them, Joe. Smash it like what?
Smash it like your favorite girlfriend, baby. Come on, guys. Hit that. Pound on it. You know what I'm saying? Pound on it. It's perfect weather for it. Perfect weather. You guys know how it goes, guys. But Mike, Mike, I think that's it for tonight's show. Great show. Great comments here in the chat box. And we can't do it without you guys. Mike, let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already.
Absolutely. First of all, Merry Christmas to you and your family, Joe.
Thank you, man.
I know COVID circumstances and stuff like that, but I hope you're able to enjoy it somehow with some family, some type of way. So Merry Christmas to all the subscribers here that keep it interacting. Can't do it without you guys. I look forward every Tuesday to sit here with my homie Joe, to look forward to talking with you guys. But Merry Christmas to everybody. And Cowboys Corner right here on YouTube, _ Cowboys Corner on Twitter. And then, guys, we did the 3-year draft review. You can go to the FriscoReport.com. Joe does an amazing job. He got all the draft classes on there. I actually used that website to follow along with Joe on the show today. So the FriscoReport.com is where you can find that. Merry Christmas again, guys. Stay blessed.
That's awesome, Mike. I do appreciate you, bro. Happy Merry Christmas to you as well. Hopefully everything goes well for everybody that's out there, with your friends and family. Merry Christmas to all you guys, and appreciate every subscriber that's out there. 2 more thumbs up. Come on, guys. Hit that pound button. Pound that button before we head out here, and we'll catch you for the next one, guys. Peace, everybody.